This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
Hello? Anybody there? Oh, okay, cool.
Look at the freaks. Say, look at that, everybody. These are the freaks out there wearing their gear. And we're on the home stretch, everybody, for the end of the month donation night. Okay. For those of you who haven't been here before, randomly, we donate a ton of money to charity at the end of each month. And so far this year, $15,500. Organizations like Texas Echo Search, DNA Doe Project, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, RAIN, which is Violence Against Women and Testing the Backlog of Rape Kits, Innocence Project, and the list goes on and on. Oh, and the Kyron Horman Foundation for Allyson Watterson. That's right, one sly angel. Look at all the freaks out there. I think I have the prettiest freaks. You know, the guys, not so much, but you know.
Let's roll.
Gray, how dare you? I'm sorry, I know that compliments aren't accepted anymore. You can't tell anybody they look pretty or they look nice. Apparently it's sexist now. I take it back. You just know that I think it, okay? Freaking society these days, I tell you what. Yeah, so check it out. Look, they're all the freaks over the years. Oh yeah. You got Jay Case, William Zambrano, Billy Boy Blue. I haven't seen Billy Boy Blue in a while. There's Zozo right there on the bottom right. She just got her mug finally. Took a while to get one. Hey, thanks Lee D and Bush and Beach Lifestyle. Oh yeah, I'm pretty, huh? Jesus. Dun-la-dun-la-dun. Look at that. Made it up on that counter. Ding, 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 ding.
Gray, you pretty too, Jack O' Lantern, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, I'm so pretty. Thank you. All right. I can tell she's probably from like Lithuania or something like that. Oh, we even had a parrot. Amazing. Yeah, so I thought I'd play this for a while as you guys all say hello back and forth. I was just on another channel, Jason Hebert. He does missing persons cases. Had some technical difficulties with the guy's phone that he was trying to call, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool concept, you know. Like, he actually gets a lot of just regular missing persons cases.
Quiet to sight Milky Way.
So I was on there, and then I was trying to help, you know, let them know on the channel. People gotta support their YouTubers with the super chats and everything. So I've seen his show a few times, and people on there, you know, they seem to almost forget sometimes. But you know, hopefully, got to get the ball rolling there. Hey, thanks, Miss Guess. I'm quiet as sight, huh? Cool. And Noel.
Finally able to stay up late for Gray and the Freaks.
Yeah. So I feel really fortunate to have my generous freak family. Okay. I mean, everybody's, you know, we just keep on trucking, and that's what allows us to donate so much money at the end of the month, and it also supports my channel to be able to keep doing what I'm doing and making it so it's worth it, you know. No, I'm grateful for all you guys. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but like, it's just sort of natural. Like when I did that promo for my channel, that's just how I was thinking. Like, it's just sort of like we're a team. I just happen to do the whole thing, and you know, you guys are supporting my channel. I mean, I'm the one that does the show, right? That's what makes people angry sometimes. Like, oh my God, how come I can't? Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll play that again. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good promo for the 6th episode of the Allyson Watterson case, Tattooed Tears of 3 Minute of Mystery. Thanks, Sapphire. Here we go. Listen. Hello, this is Gray Hughes. If you would like to discuss true crime on a nightly basis, please join the Freak family on the Gray Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, where shows typically begin between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We discuss cold cases that have had very little coverage, if any, over the years. We also investigate missing persons cases, both cold and active. We also discuss current active cases in the news. We try and put all the facts together in a case, including location information, then develop reasonable theories based on that information. One of the things I am most proud about is that because of the generous Freak family, I'm able to take a large percentage of the YouTube channel revenue and donate to various crime-related charities. So far this year, we've donated $15,500. So come join the Freak family at Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube and be part of a true crime family making a difference. Hey, man, if I didn't know better, I would think somebody actually wrote that for me, but it was pretty good. All right, let's not kid around. That was high caliber. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, you guys. I've got the sound effects for tomorrow night's Halloween show, by the way. Here we go. Listen to this. Oh, crap. I guess I have to load something up. Hold on a second. See? Technical difficulty. Okay, there we go. It should work now. Here we go. Wow. Oh, yeah. Come on. Right? And how about this one? I like storms. Who doesn't like storms? Yee-hee. How about this one? It was the night before, well, I'd say Christmas, but... Yes, tomorrow night's going to be a especially creepy donation night.
Bring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy.
All right, everybody. Good stuff, huh? All right, you guys ready to go over the cases now? Did everybody get to see themselves on the screen? There's Stacy on the upper left-hand corner with their husband, I think. There's Williams and Brano right here, everybody, at the top. Oh, you just missed it. Yeah, it looked like I was in jail there from the previous show. Weird. Yeah. So a couple of the cases that we're covering are solved ones. Somebody sent me one that they said it was a missing person, but by the time I was done, I was like, oh wait, this one. But it's kind of interesting, so I did it anyways. I think there's only one of them that's actually... There's 3 cases, one of them is still cold. Where blue? I don't know. What do you mean, where blue? Blue and Chloe, they're in a different room, sleeping. I just put a little bit of drugs in them. They'll be all right, though. Gray?
Gosh, Gray, that's so mean. How dare you put drugs into your dogs?
I was kidding, for God's sakes.
I know, but you're suggesting it.
Wow. Jesus. Believe it or not, there'll probably be somebody that makes a comment. How dare you even joke about something like that? You know, the Karens of the world. Not the Karens that are in here that are cool. I mean the new term for the Karens. It sucks that if your name was Karen, that now you're sort of, oh wow, you're actually a Karen, not one of the Karens. Hey, I think Stormy Ray, your image that you have right there would be good for this one. Right? When you go. Stormy Ray's image that she put up there. Let me try that again. Let me see. So if you go like this. Okay, cool. All right, I like that. Okay, so I think the first one I'll do is Laura Shannon Grant. When it was sent to me, it said she's missing, but she's not really missing. Hey, thanks, Maybe Sunshine. That's right. Yeah. All right. So this
Happy
is...
Halloween Eve, Gray, and all you freaks, Mary Lou John Boy.
Mary Lou and John Boy? Okay, I'll let them know later. All right? I'll let them know.
Wait, why can't we say something now?
Yeah, she said, hello to us too. Can't we say something?
Yeah, that's really mean, Gray.
Okay, for God's sakes, they said hello to you. All right, great. Good for you. Yeah, I still don't know what they actually... I do know kind of what they look like. One of them looks just like Zozo, and I think John Boy looks like, some big guy that works on a farm with overalls, okay? All right, so this is Laura Shannon Grant, okay? Here we go. A 2-month search for a missing Columbus woman was turned toward Pike County, according to lawyer representing the missing woman's employer, Jay DeCenzo, a lawyer for the Limited. I think the Limited is a clothing store, isn't it? Said the search for Laura Grant is now focusing on 2 suspects who are living in Waverly in Pike County. Laura, a 26-year-old accountant for Victoria's Secret, there you go, catalog in Columbus, was last seen the night of Monday, May 27th. And this is May 27th, 1996. On Tuesday, May 28th, co-workers reported her missing as soon as she did not report to work at 7:30 a.m. Security officers for the Limited, which owns Victoria's Secret, I didn't realize that actually, went to her Columbus home, and look at that, we have the address right here, so we're going to get that one. 3133 Scenic Bluff Drive in Columbus, Ohio. Okay. And there it is. So she just kind of lived in this, looks like almost an apartment. Now I don't know if there's street view. Well, there is. Look at that. So she just lived right here in one of these units. Tuesday morning, but could not find her. They couldn't find her at all. So they went to her apartment, couldn't find her. Her apartment was locked and undisturbed, although her purse and quilt were missing. So that's interesting, right? Her quilt is missing. And this is from July 31st, 1996, when she's still missing. Hey, thanks for joining the channel. Grant's steady work history of nearly 6 years with a catalog company and her apparent lack of personal problems make this case unusual and one of the few missing person reports around Columbus that remain unexplained. Mike Corwin, Waverly Chief of Police, said that he and his detectives are in contact with the Columbus Police Department on various matters, but had not heard anything from them on this particular case as of Tuesday afternoon. I guess that was July 31st article. She went missing May 28th, but I don't know if they had many articles on that prior to this. Okay, so now we're moving forward already all the way to February 27th, 1997. This is where it gets sort of creepy. And maybe, any women out there, or anybody really, but particularly women, because that's, this is sort of the MO of some of the wackos out there. A former Columbus man now living in Tennessee has been charged with the murder of Laura Grant, who has been missing and presumed dead since May 28th. Homicide detectives said Jansen Scott Sexton, I don't think that's, maybe I think it's supposed to be Jason or something, but killed Mrs. Grant, 26, while in her apartment to install a washer and dryer. Sexton owned a company called Rebuilders, and it was a Rebuilders Appliance, before he moved to Allgood, Tennessee. Detectives flew to Tennessee Wednesday night to return Sexton to Columbus, said Commander Herman. Sexton was arrested Wednesday without incident, Pennington said. Meanwhile, police continued today to drag the Hoover Reservoir, where Miss Grant's body is believed to have been dumped. The crucial thing to me is whether they find my daughter, David Grant told the Columbus Dispatch. So they think they know where she was dumped, and now they're dredging this lake to try to find her. Police said Sexton has been a suspect from the start, but they didn't have enough evidence until receiving an anonymous tip to the Crime Solvers hotline. See? Those hotlines actually work. Sexton is charged with aggravated murder, aggravated robbery, and kidnapping in Miss Grant's death, according to arrest warrants filed in Franklin County Municipal Court. Investigators believe the woman was strangled. According to a search warrant filed in municipal court last July, Sexton had told police Miss Grant was fine when he left her apartment at 11:15 p.m. Really? You're installing washers and dryers at 11:15 p.m.? Yeah, I don't think so. All right. However, a neighbor told police that he saw Sexton pick up his pickup truck outside Miss Grant's apartment past midnight, and that the man's wife. So let's see. So a neighbor, and that's obviously a male. His wife said she heard a scream inside the apartment at 11:45. So a half hour after Sexton said he left the apartment, there was a scream there. Yeah. However, a neighbor told police that he saw Sexton's pickup truck outside Mrs. Grant's apartment past midnight, and that the man's wife heard a scream inside the apartment at 11:45. So that means after she was strangled and killed in the apartment by the person installing the washer and dryer. You know, that was the excuse. Okay. I don't even know what the deal is there, if that's a real thing. Like, maybe he went there earlier in the day, and who knows. However, a neighbor told police that he saw... Okay, we already did that. Police filed the search warrant because they wanted to search a car they thought had been used to transport Miss Grant's body to the reservoir. Police searched the car but did not find any evidence. No one else has been charged in the case. There's another article from that same day. Police arrest man accused, a former Columbus man now living in Tennessee has been charged with the murder of Laura Grant. Homicide detectives said Jansen Scott Sexton, 25, killed Miss Grant, 26, while in her apartment to install a washer and dryer. Sexton owned a company called Rebuilders Appliances. I think that's pretty much the same article. All right, so now we're moving on to, it's just formatted differently. This is the next day in the paper. They literally, by dredging that lake, the body of a woman missing since May was found in a reservoir, police said. The body recovered Thursday was tentatively identified as that of Laura Grant, 26. Police were unable to confirm the identity because the body had decomposed. Let me turn this music down a little bit. A little bit too loud there. It was decomposed while it was in the water. The Franklin County Coroner's Office was to perform an autopsy. Results were expected by Friday. While divers retrieved the body from Hoover Reservoir, a lake just north of Columbus in Delaware County, detectives returned to the city with the man charged in the killing. Jason Scott Sexton, 25, was arrested in Allgood, Tennessee, where he was living. He was being held at the Franklin County Jail pending an arraignment on Friday. Sexton allegedly killed the woman when he delivered a washer and dryer to her Columbus apartment on May 28th. A federal judge has removed the city's police chief from hearing a disciplinary... Oh, that's a different... I think this is another article right here. So, I didn't see that little tiny line that you got right there. All right. And then there's a whole bunch of these articles in here. I'm not sure why that's not loading. Struggling a little bit right this second. All of a sudden he's gone. Isn't that weird? Earlier there was something on here. That's wild. And he kept trying to get out of jail by saying that he, that he confessed, he wasn't read his rights, stuff like crap, like that. All these little things. He tried to get out of it. He's up for parole here in 4 years, because this was a long time ago. Let me find that part where it talks about her. Okay, so this is a detective. I think he's being honored for his service, but he remembers a case. So Walden remembers the details of Laura Grant's apartment after she went missing in May of 1996. 9 months later, her body was found in Hoover Reservoir, wrapped in a comforter. Well, isn't that interesting? Because on that first article that we read, it said that what was missing was her purse and her comforter. Right there. Purse and a quilt were missing, okay? And then right here, he says that he remembers it. He lifted fingerprints from a magazine in Grant's home, he said. The prints were those of Jason Scott Sexton, who was sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to strangling Grant during a robbery. Justice was served, Walden said. Walden's legacy likely will be the impact he's had on the crime scene search unit. Okay, so that guy, he did a great job. That case was one that he always remembered, though. And let's see. This is it was on a website, sort of like a write-up of crimes, but it says, 26-year-old Laura Grant was last seen May 28, 1996 at 12:30 at her apartment. That's 12:30 a.m. That's weird. I mean, who saw her at 12:30? Guess he was already in it. And it was located at Scenic Bluff Drive in Columbus, Ohio, when screams were heard. So isn't that weird when you look at this now? So this is why I do the street view. So you look at this and then you think, man, so this guy got into the apartment, made it upstairs or whatever, and then there was a scream. Look at all these apartments so close. I bet you more than one person heard that. And then somehow he got her out of there, wrapped her in the comforter, took her to a reservoir, and dumped her body in there. Jeez. Yeah, so her apartment was right there. And now these are two addresses that I found of Jason Scott Sexton back around that time. So he didn't live too far away in 1996 from where this apartment was. Okay, so it says Laura's remains were recovered on February 27, 1997 from the Hoover Reservoir, wrapped in the quilt from her bed. She purchased a used washer and dryer from Jason Sexton. So this is like probably before Craigslist kind of stuff. When he came to deliver the machines with the cousin Terry Litchfield, they didn't have the tools necessary to hook up the dryer. Oh, this is interesting. So then when they returned later, so why do you say they returned? It's almost like he went by himself. He said, oh, you know what, I can do it myself. When they returned later that evening to finish the job, they robbed her, wrapped her in her quilt from her bed, and drove 7 miles to dump her remains in the Hoover Reservoir. See, I think it was just him. There was nobody else was arrested. And there's no way in hell they'd cut a deal with a co-murderer. No chance. So let's see. Hoover Reservoir. That is right. So in here, I guess. Let's see. They're saying 7 miles away. So if you go from her apartment, put it on the miles. Yeah, so almost exactly where that pin is about 7 miles. Yeah. Man, that must have been a Herculean job to dredge, or not, to drag the bottom of that to find her. So, anyways, that case was solved, but I think it's one of those stories like, man, you guys, just don't let random people into your house or whatever. It's hard not to, though, like today or yesterday, I had somebody come in and, I'm specifically with women, though, I mean, some of you might have something that you could take care of somebody with, like maybe have, some kind of a weapon of some sort. And, but, like yesterday I had somebody come in and what's going on the screen right here? Jesus, look at that. My whole screen just shook off. There we go. Hey, I snapped it back into place. I had somebody come in and replace my thermostat for the cooler, the air conditioner and heater that I've got. But I would be kind of nervous if I was a female, because you just don't know who the hell's coming in. Who the hell knows, I hope that screen frame wasn't off that entire time I was talking. I just noticed. Or maybe it was. Oh, okay. Yeah? Yeah, I agree with that, Lindsay. All right, cool. Seems like a troll type of comment to make, though, like just out of nowhere. No other comments whatsoever, and then, but, I agree with that in general. Yeah, no problem, Carrie. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one here. And this one is this is another one that's solved, but it's crazy. And it's just now solved. Unfortunately, I don't have a press conference that I could find. If anybody finds a press conference, don't send me a clip that has a little bit of it. Okay. So this is Lisa Ann Holstead, whose body was found in a marsh in the Bayport Industrial Park Tuesday, was strangled. An autopsy is shown. The 22-year-old Green Bay woman's body was discovered by two construction workers at about 3 p.m., an hour after she was reported missing by her mother, said Deputy Chief Robert Langan. Police are not saying what they believe was used to strangle Holstead. Deputy Coroner Jeannie Williams said there were marks on the victim's neck. No other marks were found on the body, she said. Holstead's boyfriend, John F. Sot, 26, was the last person to report seeing her alive at 2:30 a.m. Tuesday. He lived at 1141 Packer Lane Drive with Holstead and her 4-year-old son Jeremy. So let me see where that is. All right. So that was 1141 Packer Land Drive. Yeah. Oh, she just lived right there. Huh? Right here in this apartment. Looks kind of similar to that last one. Okay, so that's where she lived. This is back in 1986. And that's her brother. I mean, it's just really sad watching some of this. So they apparently were out with the family, and they had gone to some family homes and several bars. They had an argument on the way home, and she is supposed to have gotten out of his car at Taylor and Mason on the west side at the time. Okay, let's see. Let's see where the hell that is. No, so it's not that far away from there. Right here. I'm sure it didn't look like that. Because nobody, these roundabouts are new. I love roundabouts, by the way. I think they're like a game changer for driving. Let's go back in time. 1992. Yeah, see? Nothing. That's 92, and it was 86. There's no roundabouts there. And so now it looks like that. But it's not really far away from the apartment. Let me out here, you know. And that's sad, right? Because he let her out of the car right then. And they apparently were out with the family. And they had gone to some families' homes and several bars. They had had an argument on the way home, and she's supposed to have gotten out of his car at Taylor and Mason on the west side. The following morning, he contacted the family and said he had not seen her. See, immediately, he seems like the best suspect in the world, doesn't he? I mean, listen to that. They got in an argument. He claims, see, this is what I'm talking about, everybody. He claims right there that she got out of the car. It just seems so obvious. Sot was questioned for several hours Tuesday night. He was the last one to see her alive, and naturally, see, I think that's exactly the words that Fiber Sleuth just said. We've got questions we want answered by him. Green Bay police said Holstead was murdered, but they have no suspects. An autopsy was performed Tuesday night at St. Vincent Hospital. Holstead's body was found Tuesday about a quarter mile from Green Bay near the north end of Military Avenue in the Bayport Industrial Park. So her body was actually found all the way over here. Now, excuse me, that's a different case. Hold on a second. Let me fix the... Okay, yeah, I got that in the wrong... There, right there. Okay, she was found right here, based on what I was looking at on a map. I mean, it still looks like absolute, like a wasteland, basically. I guess it was kind of marshy at the time. She was found right in that area, though. And if you look at this map here, it's close. So you look at, there's no highway, it looks like 43 right there, and then Hurlbutt, what is it? Hurlbutt Street. Here comes Zozo's jokes. So, let me put the, yeah, right there. That's Hurlbutt right there. And if you see right there, it kind of curves up. You know, I'm not saying this map's going to be absolutely perfect, but see right there, it curves up. So right there, and then straight up this, I don't know what this dotted line is, but then it looks like they put a mark right there. So I'm looking at that, and then I think it's just up like this and then over a little bit. That's where I have it. Right. So that road curves up, and then I just think it's like right over there. And, you know, these maps like that are just approximations. You know, they have a little bit closer to Hurlbutt, it looks like. But who knows? Yeah, so it was a quarter mile from Green Bay near the north end of Military Avenue. She was face down and partially submerged in the swampy water along a dirt road. Her blouse had been removed and was floating about 15 or 20 feet away. The two workers who found the body are Wayne Kelwart, 39, and Gerald Dorner, 37, both employees of EMS contractors. They said they were driving through the industrial park in a truck and had just dumped a load of concrete. Before they spotted the body, they said they had been remarking that the remote area was the kind of place someone might dump a body. Isn't that funny? I mean, we've had those conversations. Wouldn't it be weird to say, wow, this is a crazy place. This is right where you dump a body. And then you drive around a corner, and then there's a body sitting there. Then Dorner, who was driving, said he glanced down and noticed an arm twisted behind the back of a body in the water along the road. He said, I'd seen somebody's arm, and I said, you're nuts, Kelwartz recalled. So we backed up, and there she was lying in the water. They radioed their company and told someone there to call police. Williams estimated that Holstead died between 2:30 a.m. and 4 a.m. Police are not yet sure whether the murder took place in the industrial park or somewhere else. That's right, everybody. And just remember, I am just a cup of coffee on those slow nights, you know?
Yeah, he's just a cup of coffee.
Oh, shit. Hey, I don't need your help. All right, Mary Lou? Jesus. Yeah, it'd be crazy to be like, hey, this is where, hell, if I killed somebody, I'd dump a body here. And then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, you see a body. I mean, how ridiculous would that be? Thanks, Dadio Caspian Horses Rock. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo-doo-doo. All right. Several of Holstead's family members, including her mother, Judith K. Thompson, 1720 Island Court, Howard, and Sott arrived on... Also, Sott, the boyfriend, arrived on the murder scene at about 5:30 p.m. just as the body was being removed by a Green Bay fire department. Jesus, what a nightmare. Police said the family heard about the discovery of the body on a police scanner and through the news media. Hey, thank you, Maureen Coe and Chad Bobinger. Yeah, what a nightmare. And I think that's kind of what you see in this first picture here. Look at this. Lisa Holstead's mother, Judith Thompson Wright, sister and brother comfort each other. So look at that. That's her sister, brother, and mom. It's a freaking nightmare, man. And this was a cold case up until just a few minutes ago, or today.
When I wake up in the morning, I have a cup of fuck coffee.
Okay. Really? That's amazing. Wow, that must be some good mornings over there at Zozo's house, huh? Hey, thanks, Sapphire. Hey, all right, Stormy Ray, thank you. Oh, well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Have a cup of... Oh, man.
Thank you for being you, Gray. I know you are humble, but I think you are a hero IRL.
You know, well, thank you for saying that, but, you know. I don't think I'm a hero of any kind. But, man, those videos I make on the Delphi case, whew, those are... crazy. Yeah, Dr. Pepper isn't too bad. Hey, thanks, Audio Caspian Horses Rock. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Zozo comes up with some zingers every once in a while. Oh, yeah. Why, do you guys get any work done then? My God. Yeah, thanks Stormy Ray and Dadio Caspian Horses Rock. I don't think it's cold. They still have detectives. I sent that video that I made on to Holman, and he sent it to both of his detectives. I haven't heard back from him. I actually think that they need to put that video out and play it. I really do. I think they need to put that on a website, have people watch it, and somebody might actually recognize the way that's formatted. Okay? I really do. Unfortunately, sometimes egos get involved and they don't want to. If you notice, I'm not putting out little pixels zooming in on something and claiming it's something. That's literally exactly what they sent out in the video, each frame lined up and then overlaid. Alright, so the family then accompanied police to St. Vincent's Hospital where they identified the victim as Holstead. Man, what a nightmare for the boyfriend. Or, you know, at this point, maybe he's the guy, right? Casts of tire tracks and footprints were taken from the scene by police as evidence. Holstead was originally from Green Bay but moved with her family to Watertown, New York, where she went to school. Neighbors described Holstead as a quiet person who kept to herself most of the time. She was a real quiet girl, not a big talker, said Mona Aubrey, who lived upstairs from Holstead at the apartment building at 1141 Packerland Drive. She was real nice, but didn't come outside much. Her shades were always pulled. When she was outside, she was usually washing her car. Rhonda Reese, another neighbor, said she only knew Holstead slightly, but could tell she was a bit of a loner. They were real private, she said, referring to Holstead and Sot. They didn't associate with people much. Both neighbors said they were often heard arguing or loud shouting coming from Holstead's apartment. Reese said the police were called to the residence on several occasions. Ooh, boy. Man, this guy. Police officials would not comment on that. Reese and Aubrey said they had regular contact with Holstead's son, Jeremy, who was often playing outside the apartment building. So she actually had a daughter. He's the sweetest little boy, Aubrey said. There are no records to indicate that Holstead ever attended the Green Bay Public Schools. She did take a non-credit goal-oriented adult learning course at Northeast Wisconsin Technical Institute. Okay, so there's that. Then the following day, that's her right there. You got a picture of her now. Murder victim was outgoing, police told. So then they said that she was a loner, but now she's outgoing. That's what it seems more like. People that argue like that are usually a little bit more outgoing. The loner, quiet types are the ones that'll sit there and just take the yelling, right? Murder victim Lisa Holstead was an outgoing young woman who would not have been afraid to get into someone's car. See, this is so weird how opposite these next articles get. She would not have been afraid to get into someone's car, friends and relatives have told police. So now we got a completely different picture. Thanks, Amy Higg. Oh, well, thank you, Amy Higg. Well, there you go. I just checked PayPal. Thank you. A cat eye donation on there. For tomorrow. She probably can't make the Halloween show tomorrow.
PayPal winking face, smiling face.
Thank you. Very cool. So it sounds like she's really outgoing and not shy at all at this point. The body of Holstead, 22, of 1141 Packerland Drive was found by 2 construction workers Tuesday. No arrests have been made. Holstead had been strangled, and autopsy showed. Police still are not saying what was used to strangle her. Williams said today she is awaiting certain test results from the autopsy, including tests for the presence of alcohol or other drugs. Holstead was drinking, very possibly shots and beers, Langan said. How many? I don't know. Holstead was reported missing by her mother, Judith K. Thompson. You'd think the boyfriend would have been a little bit more nervous, wouldn't you? At like 2:30, 3:30, 4. Hey, where the hell is she? She was last seen by her boyfriend, F. Sott, 26, who lived with Holstead, and her 4-year-old son. Sott told police he and Holstead got into an argument on the way home from a tavern at 2:30 a.m. Tuesday, and Holstead got out of the car at West Mason and Taylor Streets. We already showed that. Langan said police have not found anyone yet who reported seeing Holstead walking in the area or getting into or out of anyone's car. Well, you're not going to see shit at 2:30, right? Holstead and Sott had met with other Holstead family members at 2 p.m. Monday at the Bridge Bar in Howard. Holstead's father, Frank, had just returned home last month from Germany, where he lives. The family was gathering with him. The family arranged to meet at the Elmore Street home of Holstead's sister, Debbie, at 8 p.m. There, they watched videotapes the father had brought back from Germany. Between 10:30 and 11:30 p.m., some members of the group decided to go to Dave's Bar on Main Street. They stayed until closing. Sott and Holstead, so the boyfriend and the victim, drove Holstead's sister and friend home, Langdon said, and then headed home themselves. The argument, which police were told had been simmering all evening, it became heated when the two were alone. She reportedly got out of the car and was last seen. He probably stopped the car, because he had to stop. Maybe it was a light, and then she just jumped out. I would never, as a guy, if a girl said, let me out, I'm just going to keep driving it. Because it's way too stupid. Like in the middle of the night, like you're pissed off, and you want to walk home on the middle of a road like that? Man, forget it. Even though you probably think, oh, God, it's controlling that. No, it's not. It's not. It's just not being stupid. Who the hell's gonna, have you ever done that before? I know that some of you women in here have got really pissed at your guy and you told him to pull over the car and you just wanted to get out of the car and start walking. Right? Tell me, put a hand up for all of you who have done that. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but why even do the thing where you let them out? Just keep moving. Who knows what they're going to do? Okay, but see, that's still once, right? Okay, well, there's a few that said no, but go read up above. Most of them said yeah. All right, let's be honest. Holstead and Sott had met with other Holstead family members. Oh, yeah, we already passed that. We're over here. The argument which police were told about had been simmering all evening became heated when the two were alone. She reportedly got out of the car and was last seen walking towards the highway. In other words, walking west on Mason Street. So let's see. We've got... That's the apartment. This is where she got out. This is Mason Street, so yes, west. So she got out and was going to walk to the apartment. See, look at this is where she got out, and her apartment's right there. So it's just this little walk, just like this, and then to her apartment on Mason Street, right? Makes total sense. God, isn't it amazing sometimes? Just that little time. That's what's being claimed. Okay. She reportedly got out of the car and was last seen walking towards the highway, in other words, west on Mason Street. Police have tried matching car tire tracks found near the body to vehicles they believed were possibly connected. Sott's family members and neighbors have been questioned by police. Police are looking for possible connections between this case and the unsolved murder of Francine Stanislavski last October. Her nude body was found near the bay on the east side. The cause of the 18-year-old West High School student's death was never released. Well, let's type that one in really fast. Let's see. Her name is Francine Stanislavski murder. Hey, thanks, Gloria Batari. Looks like they made an arrest in this one. I think. I don't know. Let me try to zoom in on this. Oh, that's a different... So this is just the really quick chronology of her murder. The other person mentioned. Little bonus information here. Hey, thanks, Dario.
I walked one half block and said fuck off that.
Oh, there you go. Another joke. This is a chronology of the Francine Stanislavski murder. Francine Stanislavski, 18, student at West High School, marries Mark Stanislavski, a recent graduate of Preble High School. They take an apartment. Francine fails to show up to school. Mark Stanislavski reports her disappearance to police. An unidentified man supposedly comes to Stanislavski's apartment to tell Bunker her body had been found near the Green Bay Yacht Club. Francine Stanislavski's uncle, Robert Frost, finds her body early in the morning. So now you know it's going to be one of them. That's just clear. Behind a warehouse on the east side of Green Bay. The victim is buried at Woodlawn Cemetery. Wow, that's crazy. Bunker is temporarily hospitalized for an apparent accidental drug overdose. Investigators announce they will begin administering polygraph tests to an undisclosed number of suspects. Stanley Jacket announces a reward fund for information leading to... Oh, this is kind of interesting. Where's the rest of it? Oh, is that leading to... There. Reading to the arrest and conviction of her daughter's killer. Flyers bearing Francine Stanilowski's photographs are distributed. April 23rd, 1987. Special Agent Lou Tomaselli from the Department of Justice. See, to me it already seems like there wasn't a stranger that came by, but this whole thing was sort of like, this is just in my mind, could be totally wrong, but it seems like the family, the boyfriend or husband, whatever it is, he's going to be responsible in this. Maybe. Let's see. Special Agent Lou Tomalski, the Department of Justice. Let's see. Bunker is... Now, here we go. See, there it is. Bunker is charged with second-degree murder with cash bail at $50,000. Stanilowski is questioned by Green Bay police and released... Wait, so who is Bunker, then? Wait, is Bunker that guy that was on the previous page? John Bunker. Wow. Classmate of Bunker doing time for murder. So it wasn't the... Oh, so it's Stanilowski. Mark Stanilowski reports her disappearance to police. An unidentified man supposedly comes to Stanilowski's apartment to tell Bunker. Yeah, it is her. That's her boyfriend, Bunker, right? Yeah, let's see. Arrest John Bunker and Mark Stanilowski. Wow. So, yeah, that seemed like it was just completely set up. Anyways, I digress. I was just trying to figure out what the hell what that was about. Okay, so they tried to see if it was related to the Francine Stanilowski murder. Her nude body was found near the bay. The cause of... So at this point, those two other guys hadn't been arrested. Okay, now we're moving on to about 10 days later. This is her mother, Judith Thompson. Judith Thompson said she felt a strange shudder the last time she saw her daughter alive. The final dart game had been played during a family gathering at an East Side tavern. Let me zoom in on this. It's like reading... it was kind of like reading the fine print on the wall in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that everybody passed over. That's why they messed up the walls in the fizzy Lipton drink scene. Are you guys paying attention now, or are you guys back onto the jokes? I can see that they're all doing the jokes. Or I'll just pause the show for a while. We'll get back to the... We'll do this for a while. You guys can... Oh, it sucks reading something and it's all jokes. Hey, Kit Kat, thanks. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep. You guys don't fool me a bit. Alright, I'm gonna get going back through this. Okay, so they were playing darts, and Lisa was getting ready to leave. She kissed her mother on the lips and said, "Mom, I love you." That's pretty crazy. Thompson said she can't explain why, but Thompson said the seemingly normal farewell made her shiver. Holstead's lifeless body was found in a marsh the next afternoon by 2 construction workers driving through the Bayport Industrial Park. Someone had strangled her, an autopsy found. Police reports said she had stormed out of a car driven by her boyfriend, John F. Sott, 26, during an argument on the way home from the tavern, and begun walking in the area of West Mason and Taylor. Her body was found about 12 hours later. As soon as Sott called Thompson and said Holstead had never returned home, she said she knew something terrible had happened. She was right. Holstead, who lived with Sott since last fall at 1141 Packerland Drive, was buried in Alouez Cemetery on Thursday, nearly a week after her funeral. Thompson, 45, who is divorced from Holstead's father and remarried, sat down with a reporter Friday to talk about her daughter and the nightmare of not knowing who killed her. Also present were Thompson's 3 other daughters. Let's see. Yeah, so this just kind of goes through and discusses things that, she liked in life. She could be shy at times, but bold and too trusting. She loved horses, right? Caspian horses rock. And sketching them for her family. She liked to drink beer and would sometimes drink too much, family members said. Her blood alcohol content was 0.25. Wow. The night she was murdered. So that means when she got out of that car, she was 3 times the legal limit, really drunk. And he shouldn't have been driving, obviously. There's no way in hell. And that might be why he wasn't even aware that she was missing, because he went home and passed out. Because I'm sure he was keeping up with her. 0.25 is barely, you can almost barely be conscious at that point. Alright, so then the 26th murder victim was too trusting. Another article, the 22-year-old woman found strangled in an industrial park was sometimes shy and could be too trusting of people. I think that's the same article, it looks like, but printed 4 days later. Yeah. And then this is waiting for confession. This is a letter written to the paper. It says, "Psst." I think it was by the family. "Psst. You, talking about this horrible person that killed our loving daughter Lisa Holstead in Green Bay on August 12th. How can you continue life every day knowing what you've done?" This is almost like what Carter sounds like in the Delphi case. "Apparently you have no conscience. You think you're carrying this burden alone? Huh? Well, you're not alone. Think of what you're putting her 5-year-old son through, the mother, father, and the family. A horrible nightmare in which it never will be forgotten. To rob of her young adulthood, motherhood, and of her 5-year-old son. Why should this person worry what happens to him? His safety. Did you worry about my daughter's safety? You had no compassion when you killed my daughter. Time is coming nearer and nearer to confess." I don't know. I mean, I don't know if those actually work on people. The barbarians out there. Serial killer doubted in Green Bay murders. Although there are similarities in the slayings of 2 young women at Green Bay during the last 14 months, Deputy Police Chief Robert Langan does not believe the same person killed both women. So, no point of even reading it. Just letting you know that they were thinking about it, in case you were wondering. Now here's an article from 1990. An Oshwaban man convicted on federal drug charges in a September jury trial in Milwaukee was sentenced Tuesday to 9 years in prison without parole. Lou Archie Griffin, 35, of 1006 Marville Lane. Let's see where that is. 1006 Marville Lane. Oh boy. They already had that one. Okay. Was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Terrence Evans. Griffin was convicted of conspiracy to distribute cocaine, distribution of cocaine, and possession of ammunition. Griffin's arrest and indictment by a grand jury on May 9th was the result of an investigation by the Brown County Multi-Jurisdictional Group and special agents of the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Okay, so that was 1990 and 1998. This is another article that came out on the case. DNA test could result in arrest for homicide. And an arrest in the strangulation of a woman found dead 12 years ago Wednesday is imminent because of advances in technology. Lisa Holstead, 22, of Green Bay, was found strangled in the Bay Port Industrial Park in August 1986. New information led to additional work on the case, and physical evidence such as hair, fingerprints, and fiber is getting a second look through DNA. So this is 1998, okay? Let's see. The way crime labs process physical evidence has changed dramatically since Holstead, the mother of a boy now 17, was killed. So it's even increased dramatically since then as well. And here we go, everybody. DNA links Racine man to 1986 Green Bay homicide. And this is an article from yesterday.
A Racine man was charged today in a
And guess what? It wasn't the boyfriend the whole time. It wasn't the boyfriend.
4-year-old cold case out of Green Bay.
Lou Archie Griffin was arrested at his home yesterday morning for the murder of Lisa Holstead. The 22-year-old's body was found partially submerged in a swamp in the area now known as Ken Ewer's Nature Area. 12 hours before that, she was last seen alive with her boyfriend near the intersection of West Mason and Taylor Streets. Fox 11's Ben Krumholtz has new details on how investigators were finally able to crack the case.
The Green Bay Police Department's oldest cold case appears to be solved.
Only coming out of one side.
Archie Griffin now charged for the August
Left side.
1986 murder of Lisa Holstead.
They call it a cold case, but it's never really cold.
Police aren't saying yet how Griffin got on their radar. That will likely be revealed in a press conference on Monday. However, a criminal complaint shows authorities trailed Griffin in Racine last month. They pulled his DNA off a couple beer cans and a cigarette.
Boom.
It came back as a match to DNA found on Holstead.
You never lose hope on any case, just because of the new technology that just comes around as we progress through time.
The complaint shows Griffin initially denied ever seeing Holstead, but when presented with the DNA evidence, Griffin stated he must have had sex with her, but he never killed her. He also said he didn't remember having sex with her. Investigators countered Griffin's denials by saying they conducted a history check on him and found he has a pattern of violence against women, including the use of strangulation, which an autopsy revealed was how Holstead died. 5 years before her murder, Griffin was convicted of second-degree sexual assault of a child. He was released from prison 3 months before Holstead's death. Court documents show investigators found out Griffin lived within a few miles of where her body was found.
See that? Because that's
We
the.
stay on these cases. We don't let them go.
See, it's interesting looking at this. Watch this. Watch. Boom. Oh crap! Let me hold on a second. So look at that right there, and I believe that, like, literally, this shot right here is probably within 3 seconds of that. See that right there? There's the mother, arm around his shoulder. There's her hand touching her left arm. And then if you look at the that video right here, it looks like, you know, it's right around that same time. Like whether or not, which one was first or not, I don't know, but it's right around the same exact moment.
Was found.
We stay on these cases, we don't let them go, and that's how this one was solved.
Despite being a convicted felon, Griffin did not have DNA on
What a
file.
nightmare. That's the son.
Issued
Oh,
a $1
God.
million cash bond.
Look how awful that is.
Griffin did not have DNA
That's the mother
on
and
file.
brother,
Issued a
and
$1 million
then
convicted felon.
I
Griffin
think
did
right
not
back
have
there's the
DNA on
sister, I
file.
think.
We don't let them
Where her body was found.
See a
We
white
stay on these
shirt,
cases, we don't let them go,
a
and
little
that's how
blue
this
on
one
it.
was solved.
Despite being a convicted
Like that
felon,
could be
Griffin
her.
did not have DNA on file. He was issued a $1 million cash bond in court. In Green Bay, Ben Krumholz, Fox 11 News.
Green Bay Chief Andrew Smith says Detective Dave Groff asked to take on the case about a year ago. We are expected to hear from him.
Yeah, man, DNA is just the greatest thing ever. That's all I can say. I got a screenshot here. Let me see what this said. He said that he'd taken cocaine that night, which is interesting because that's what his charge was back in 1990. Told investigators that he was aware of the area where she was found. Also confirmed that on his way home from work, Griffin regularly drove through. See, I'd love to see this document if anybody wants to look for it. The Lisa Holstead case, there was a warrant or an arrest warrant, I think, that's out there. I couldn't find it. And then we've got this video. I think this is one of the family members. Maybe even that brother that we see.
Tonight, Lisa's son Jeremy talks exclusively with NBC.
Oh wow, this is the 5-year-old son.
About the arrest.
That's crazy.
You don't want to get your hopes up way too high, and also have them come crashing down. But I mean, I feel pretty good overall about it.
Jeremy Holstead was only 5 years old when his mother was murdered. He spent nearly his entire life wondering what happened to her. Now with an arrest, Jeremy says the family is starting to feel the weightlessness of relief that the investigation's finally moving forward and hopefully nearing closure.
Just closure. Same thing the whole family wanted for the last 34 years.
Yeah, you sort of wonder what else he's done. That's what I was wondering.
Be able to see this. I do definitely want to thank the law enforcement, all the agencies that helped out and bring this thing together. And once again, I'd like to thank you. Because I still really believe the story last year is what got everything going.
Yeah, that's true.
Sadly, Lisa's
See, if somebody takes over the case, they know, oh wow, we can test for DNA. And this is their announcement. The Green Bay Police Department, along with partnering law enforcement agencies, have made an arrest in the 1986 homicide of Lisa Holstead. Miss Holstead's body. This case is exactly the type that we could have covered, you know, where there's no news whatsoever. Not one YouTuber, not a soul that I could find has ever covered this case. And we've covered many just like this. Just sort of a random, you know, seemingly random. It's weird how some cases get all this attention and they're not even that interesting. You know, like the Chris Watts case, for example. My God. He confessed 3 days in. Yeah, he killed he's a freaking barbarian monster. But the crap that people look into in that case is just mind-boggling. That's right. No Chris Watts. After a lengthy multi-jurisdictional investigation, law enforcement arrested 65-year-old Lou Archie Griffin on multiple charges. That's why I read that one arrest in 1990 where he got 9 years in prison. I guess apparently he had just got out of prison when he committed this, another charge. After a lengthy interview, Mr. Griffin was arrested and was transported to the Brown County Jail. Investigators from Green Bay, along with other local, state, and federal agencies, have continued to work on the case since Miss Holstead's body was recovered in 1986. Recent developments in the case and physical evidence were used by investigators to link Mr. Griffin to this homicide. This guy wasn't even on their radar at all. This homicide is still under investigation and no further information will be released at this time. So, good job, DNA. You know, all the people out there that do genealogy research, awesome. Yeah, I think these cases are some of the ones that we've come across over the, the years that we've been doing this are freaking, way more interesting. There's really deep, a lot of stuff going on. And for some reason, people would like to talk about more. I got to make one with Morphew on it. I don't like, here's the thing. When Morphew, in that case, if there's ever an arrest made or they find her, I'll cover it again. Okay? There is literally nothing to talk about at this point. What's going on, Christola? You came in here and this is what you said. You said, what? Welp? See, that's why people think you're a troll, Christola. Because you came in and said absolutely nothing. You understand that, Christola? Yeah, I'm trying to find any other comment that you made. And you see, that's what people with, like, very, like, cuckoo. What? Welp? Nothing. Well, what did you say prior to that? Yeah. What happened, Sarita? Were you, did she say something above? I can't find any other time she spoke or typed. Let me see. Nope, that's it. It says, what? Welp? Nothing. After the third one, if you don't respond, Christola, you'll be removed. Where are you, Christola? What are you saying, Christola? Christola. Christola. Like a painful molar. Like a baby in a stroller. Look at that. That's where the Packers play, right? I don't care if you like granola. You're a trolla with a painful molar. I hope you don't have Ebola. So get back in your stroller like a. Hey, I got 5 in there that time. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go on to the next one now. But hey, that was good news, right? I think it's better when you go back in time and sort of tell the story in the eyes of how people saw it in the newspapers, and then, wow, what's that? There's no mouth on that thing. And then you conclude it. That's also the same way we tell the normal stories. But every time we get one of these DNA cases that are solved, I like going back in time. You trolled you so? I don't know what that means. Okay, now I'm going to do the one that we were going to do last night. Michele Jolene Lakey. Okay, this is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. You know, where good old mindless Joe Biden is from. You know, half the time he doesn't even know where he is. That's a reality. But anyways, this is, looks like Scranton, Pennsylvania right here. Yeah, so this one is, I believe, it's unsolved. And I think she's just missing still. Yeah, she got stuck in a pothole. Walking Dead. Huh? Today's Thursday, right? What is today? No, today is Friday. Jeez. A large-scale manhunt has been organized to find a young Scranton girl who's been missing since Tuesday, and the city's director of public safety said Thursday he may ask the FBI to enter the case today. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty common podcast. Everybody's heard of that one. Public Safety Director James Klee said 20 police officers were searching for the girl Thursday, but there have been no substantial leads in the case. Klee said authorities are hoping Michele Jolene Lakey, 11, is still alive. The Police Safety Director said we have no evidence of foul play or kidnapping, but we can't rule it out. There are no witnesses. She just disappeared. It's a puzzling case. Thanks, Kit Kat. Oh man, I got sent to jail? Shit. Just like that? Okay. Boom! I'm stuck.
Go directly to jail. Winking face, open mouth smile.
Alright, I'm gonna make a folder for this. Hey, thanks. Oh wow, that was a denial though. Jesus. There, look at that. That's what so right now I'm $7 in the hole. I'm literally, I have to do work to get out of here. All right, do you understand that? Okay,
Denied.
I got some soap money. That now we're $4 short. Although maybe it's more like 6 because that's an Australian currency. Thanks for the soap though, Kubi. Oh, did you change it from Kubi to Kubachek now? Kubachek. Sounds like a hockey player. Kubachek, slap shot from the corner. Oh, we put the biscuit in there. She put the biscuit in the basket.
Hash soap.
Yeah. I know. She does seem to want to bring me some soap. Yeah. Interesting. Rebecca's still stuck on the wrap. Yeah, well, I guess I'm stuck in here until we're still $4 in the hole. Mainly because of Lee D. Oh, there we go. I'm out of here. Hey, bail and a biscuit. Thanks, Cindy M. Hey, there we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, thanks, Amy Higg. I got some commissary stuff. Audio Caspian Horses rocked. All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. Yeah, I think you guys are all... Some of you, I think Amy's in my slideshow. Yeah.
Bail and a biscuit.
Yeah, we got Carrie up to $830. So nobody forgot there, good Clara. Nobody's forgotten. We got her. We donated $830.
There's some stuff from commissary to make Chi-Chi tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing.
I just told everybody how proud I was that they actually got all the way up to $830. Pretty cool, huh? I think it needs to be shared with a whole bunch of other channels and so forth if you want to get some... Yeah.
Protect your prison pouch.
Yeah. Prison pouch. Is that referring to another part of somebody's body? I'm wondering if what Dadio is talking about.
Guys, don't forget to donate to Carrie Boyer. She is nearly there.
Yep. Prison pouch. I figured that's what it meant. Thanks, Darlene, for filling us all in. We weren't able to figure that out. Ah, jeez. Man. I just didn't want to say it. Look at all of you guys willingly type it in. Yeah, I saw you on there. Aren't you on there more than once, Amy? Hey, no parola. I like that one. No parola. Okay, I was just going to get the address, though, for this one. Hold on. One three seven two North Washington.
No parola rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Were you really rolling on the floor laughing, Kit Kat? I want you to tell me the truth. Oh, I did. I already found it. There you go. Look at this big yard. Just kind of a random house there. Maybe, she said. Yeah, we've brought this up before. You know, have you ever seen those guys on Facebook? They say, "Oh my God, everybody, I have the biggest cut on my hand. I was grabbing a knife off the counter, it slipped and almost cut my thumb off, rolling on the floor laughing." Okay, now let me tell you this. If you're somebody who almost cut your finger off, and I have even a glimpse of you rolling around the floor laughing after doing that, I'm going to see if I can have you put into a mental facility, okay? Because that is insane. I'm not sure what that means, Blaze. Okay, sounds like, I mean, it's the worst English I've ever seen. Okay, sounds like we are stuck on all this shit in Shinola. Yeah, try to learn how to write better, though. Just a little bit would be great. You know, put a few articles in there. That's going to be Kit Kat's Halloween costume. She'll just be on the floor rolling around. Yeah, just didn't make any sense though either, Blaze. So it's hard to even accept as a typo. Your whole statement made no sense at all in terms of what we were talking about. Yeah, you'll have to work on just the timing and things like that. Come on back though once you get your shit together though. That'd be awesome. Okay, you guys ready to get back to this? Okay. We have no evidence of foul play or kidnapping, but we can't rule it out. There's no witnesses. She just disappeared. It's a puzzling case. Lakey of Rear, 1372 North Washington Avenue, was last seen at 6 p.m. Tuesday, and her family fears she may have been abducted. The girl's mother, Lois Lakey, 35, had been in the Mercy Hospital since Monday with an intestinal virus, and said her daughter visited her there at the hospital Tuesday at 5 p.m. So here's the hospital's just right there. There's Mercy Hospital. Makes total sense, you know. She's in the hospital for whatever reason. And then her daughter just makes that little walk. I bet that's not even 2 miles, if that. Yeah, it's not even a mile. And so she was just walking to the hospital. So she went and visited her mom and was there at 5 o'clock. And then she was last seen headed toward home at 6 p.m. after talking to her girlfriend. The mother said her daughter had planned to pick up some clothes to stay overnight at the girlfriend's and told her mother that she would return to see her later Tuesday at the hospital. She never arrived back at the hospital, and the girlfriend's mother called at 8:30 p.m. to ask where Michele was, so she had never actually made it over to that friend's house. Police said youngsters who run away from home usually come back in a reasonable length of time, and police were hoping this would happen. Well, see, this is one of those ones where the police should have immediately said, oh, no, there's something wrong here. Authorities are concerned because no one has seen Michele Lakey, and there are no solid leads. The state police have sent flyers out to local police units in the region. Clee said he has put out a nationwide all-points bulletin and is welcoming help from the state police. The mother said crank calls have been received, and this has been upsetting to the family. One of the crank callers called a family relative, made believe she was Michele, and said, "They're hurting me, come and get me." Jeez, who the hell would do that? Probably the same idiots that call my show the trolls, you know. Lakey said she's hopeful that her daughter is alive, and man, Chloe's just all over blue. I wish I could show you. This setup doesn't have an extra camera. Wow, that's wild. Jeez. Blue's like, get out of my face! She just kept jumping in the air and like smashing him. She's a shy girl who's afraid of the dark, sleeps with the light on in the room. She's 4 foot 8 inches tall and weighs 80 pounds. When last seen, she was wearing a white blouse trimmed in purple with dark blue sweatpants and brown sandals. And about a week later, mother of missing girl, police still at odds over photographs. The mother of missing 11-year-old Michele Jolene Lakey complained Monday that the second set of pictures showing a more mature girl had been provided by her to police, and she resents the implication she is hampering the police investigation. But Police Chief Daniel Eppersole insisted that the mother, Lois Lakey, of Rear 1372 North Washington Avenue, did not come forward with an updated picture of the girl until the day after police already had one in their possession. I was not aware that the picture was even taken, Miss Lakey told the Tribune. It came out of her stepsister's purse. I didn't know anything about it. But Ebersol said when the picture was found on Tuesday, September 2nd, by State Trooper Walter Peter Carlson, going through scrapbook with one of the Lakey children, that the girl informed police her mother had one of the prints. The photograph Carlson confiscated was one of a set of 4 Michele Jolene Lakey had taken in a photo machine. Yeah, one of those little black and white things. Top Dog restaurant in the Scranton Carbondale Highway. Detective Eugene Karalik. What? That's so crazy that there's an article about this little squabble. Let's see. Detective Eugene Carroll explained that it was the next day, September 3rd, that he approached Mrs. Lakey while she waited for a school bus. He questioned her about the second picture, and he said her husband ran off to the house and returned with the second picture in the 4-shot series. It is perfectly clear to us that they had no intention of giving us the second picture until we showed them we already had it, Ebersol explained. Who gives a shit? Maybe they just weren't thinking about it. Ebersol also got a confirmation from the missing girl's best friend that the second picture looked more like the girl than the first, which had been provided by the mother. Oh, man, great investigations, you guys. You guys are just on top of this one. The mother insisted that she provided police with the most recent school picture she had on her daughter. She was almost, she probably wasn't thinking that you guys would want the little stupid black and white square tiny little pictures that you get, you know? She was almost 10 years old in that picture. I took it right off the wall. She looks just like that first photograph. Just ask anyone. Ask anyone that knows her. Ask the neighbors, the mother challenged. She said that she must have provided the police with 30 different pictures of her daughter, but Ebersol explained that police had been given the first picture by the mother, had come across the second pose, and was given a third photograph that agreed with the view in the second. He noted that police also had a pair of group shots that included the missing girl. But that's it. We don't have 25 or 30 photographs. We are lucky to have what we have. What a ridiculous... This whole thing that they were willing to tell a reporter, first of all, this conversation, and then the fact that it was even made into an article, but it was interesting to read because it's so stupid. Okay? Mother, police fear for missing girl. Let's see. Miss Lakey stared down at the gray and white cat arching in the back. This is going to be one of those sort of creative writing ones. Asked if she thought Michele might have been abducted by her former husband, Isaac, Miss Lakey said she hadn't even had so much as a postcard from him in 9 years. He can't hack responsibility, she said. If he did take her, he'd let me know. He may be rotten father, but he's not heartless. And it says the teachers and principals all liked her. She was a homebody. All right, about another 2 weeks later, that's her right there. Now, was that picture number 3 or 4 in the set? Okay, because I want to know. I want to make sure that if that's 3 or 4, because you didn't give us the first and the second one, and then we had to ask the one for the third. And how dare you not give us the first one once we had the third and the fourth? Well, she was in the hospital for a time, yeah. Investigators looking into the disappearance of 11-year-old Michele Jolene Lakey apparently are very close to locating the missing girl's father, who they want to question. A police source who asked to remain anonymous told the Tribune Friday that Isaac Lakey was traced back to Texas. He was living with a woman in Texas, then he left her and went with another woman, the source said. The first woman in Texas already had been interviewed by investigators. The source said investigators believe Isaac Lakey still is living in Texas, but in a different city. If he is working, the source said, he is most likely employed as a truck driver. Uh-oh, truck driver. Lois Lakey, the girl's mother, said she was not seen her former husband for 9 years and does not believe he would be heartless. Okay, so we already heard that part. And then I guess this is the father right here. Finally got a hold of him. Woody was unshaven and tired. He had driven 2 days virtually nonstop from Texas to Scranton after learning for the first time what everybody else has known for 7 months, that 11-year-old Michele Jolene Lakey is missing and feared abducted. Woody wasted no time coming to Scranton after he heard the news. That's because Woody, also known as Isaac, is Michele's father. I'm going to find my daughter, he said resolutely. I'm going to find her alive, he added. Although I haven't seen Michele in 9 years, I never stopped caring about her. What was that? That was loud. I left her with her mother because I thought it would be the best for her. I couldn't take them where I was going. Yeah. So it's weird that like he wasn't anywhere where he was in contact with other people. You know, right? Like, why wouldn't he have known about it? Woody is aware of the suspicions of police that there may be a connection between his daughter's disappearance and the suspect in a rape of a 14-year-old girl. I think there are many explanations for things that have occurred, but I don't know if they will tie in with any oddball characters, Woody said. Woody took a moment to reminisce about his former days in Scranton and the 4 children he left behind. He called them by their nicknames. Okay, anyways, he's just he was just a father that wasn't really around. So, I mean, there's other people, you know, then these families, there's other girls that are going missing. Nobody knows if they're connected or not. You know, people just, you say it, oh yeah, they got to be connected, but nobody knows. Right? Lois Lakey, lonely, hasn't changed her telephone number in nearly 3 years since her daughter's disappearance. Despite moving and despite crank calls, she kept the same number out of hope that Jolene would call, putting an end to her fears that her daughter died the night she disappeared, August 26, 1986. The world has lost a lot that girl is gone, said Lakey Loney. She was a remarkable human being. But now that police have named Frank A. Ossolante as a suspect in her daughter's disappearance and have searched for Jolene's body in a wooded area and a cemetery, Lakey Loney has begun to prepare herself and her family for the possibility that Jolene is dead. I'm hoping they don't find her, she said last week, curled up on a couch in her living room as she watched another television news report about the searches for Jolene's body. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to move on to these other ones here. Yeah. That's right, I gotta open this dumb one up in Firefox because it just doesn't work in too many pop-ups in this one. Ah, look at that. Doesn't this just shit just bug you to death? It's unreal. A chilling anonymous letter to a newspaper reporter has rekindled interest in the disappearance 3 decades ago of 11-year-old girl. Police are now seeking the person who sent the letter to crime reporter Joe Kohut of the Scranton Times-Tribune. The letter was in response to an article in which Kohut mentions the 1986 disappearance of Michele Jolene Lakey, last seen walking near her Scranton home. Let's see. It was written in a neat cursive on lined paper. The letter detailed an incident in the late 1980s. The writer, she signs herself perhaps just a foolish old woman, said she was driving with her husband on Interstate 81 near Scranton one night when she heard a horrific female scream. She then saw a fire, and the screams got louder and sounded full of pain and terror. Her husband brushed it off as teens partying in the woods, but she remained troubled that she had heard someone being killed. Your story made me realize that it's not too late to tell what I feel I should have reported to the state police or the Scranton police that night more than 30 years ago. Scranton police are indeed interested in the account. There was information in there that fit with other high-profile cases that had gone on at the same time. In particular, it is eerie similarity to cases linked with Frank Osolani, a Scranton business owner. Osolani, now 74, is serving a life sentence for the 1989 rape and murder of 9-year-old Renee Waddle, whose body was found burned along a wooded private road. Well, that's interesting, with the fire in that letter. In Roaring Brook Township, adjacent to Scranton. Osolani was also the chief suspect in 3 other cases: the 1987 murder of Laureen Finn, a 19-year-old University of Scranton student whose charred body was found in an alley, and the disappearance of Jolene Lakey and 22-year-old Joanne Williams, whose bodies were never found. Oh, there you go, see. Gene Tallarico, the assistant district attorney during Osolani's trial in 1990, told WNEP, "Sometimes it's the littlest piece of evidence, the smallest crack of the door, that when it opens can provide answers and develop evidence that can truly begin to answer questions and bring closure on a case, and most importantly, bring closure for a family. Police want to speak to the letter's writer and get more information, particularly since the area near I-81 has changed a lot. They say there will be no repercussions for not reporting it sooner." So that's kind of interesting, huh? And this is Missing Children Wiki here. 11-year-old Jolene was last seen on August 26, 1986 in Scranton, Pennsylvania, walking on North Washington Avenue towards her home. Jolene had visited her mother at Mercy Hospital and was planning on spending the night at a female friend's house on Myrtle Street. She may have entered the unidentified light yellow car. She may have entered an unidentified light yellow car approximately 1 block from her family's residence. Well, why would she have gotten into a car that close? I don't know. Jolene has never been seen again, and authorities believe that she was abducted by a non-family member. A man named Frank Ossolani is considered a possible suspect in Jolene's case. He was convicted of kidnapping, raping, and murdering a 9-year-old Scranton girl in 1990 and has been in prison ever since. He is also considered a person of interest in several other cases, including the 1978 disappearance of a 22-year-old woman named Joanne Williams. Ossolani admitted to knowing who Jolene was and said that she sometimes visited his auto shop. Oh boy. And he gave her rides home. However, he maintains his innocence in her disappearance, and investigators are not sure whether he was involved. Really? But he went to her auto shop? Oh man. Jolene's parents are divorced. She had not seen her father for 3 years prior to her disappearance, and he wasn't notified of her abduction for 7 months. See, that article said years, I think, but no, I think it was months, it said. But that's still a long time. Think about that, 7 months. Yeah. Her mother moved away from Scranton shortly after Jolene's disappearance, and now she lives in Oxford, New York. Jolene is described as Caucasian, brown hair, brown eyes, between 4'9", 5 foot. She had a small, slight build at the time of her disappearance and looked much younger than her age. Well, that's not true, though. If you look at the third picture in the lineup, it was really... And here's the Charlie Project. So this is one of those 5 pictures, see? That's probably the one that they put out. That's one of the 5. See, that's exactly what you're talking about, the black and white. There was 4 in order. Okay, so I think this picture, this one, they all look the same. Just because she's holding her hair up in an updo doesn't all of a sudden, oh wow, she looks way older now. Look, she was just trying to look old in that picture. Right? That's not what she looks like. She looks like these. These are what she looked like. She was just holding her hair up like that. You know how kids do that. Let's see. Let's see if this says anything different. Jolene visited her mother, Mercy Hospital, in their home of Scranton, Pennsylvania, August 26th. Jolene may have entered... Okay, that sounds like that's just a copy of the last one. Let's see what this one... Okay, I think this one's got a lot more stuff in it. Well, maybe not a lot, but... 4'9", 80 pounds, Caucasian female, brown eyes. Michele has a long history of illness, one in particular being pneumonia, and it's possible she would still be susceptible to them. She had an overall slim and small build when she disappeared and looked much younger than her actual age. She wore children-sized clothing. It's also possible that Michele may have remained short. Michele may have remained short in adulthood, as all her female family members were short at the time. Michele goes by her nickname Jolene. Yeah, I mean, I think when people, you know, I get that she could be still out there, but you know, not really, not likely at all. Okay. She didn't seem like she had a reason to be running away. She went to visit her mom. She was going to spend the night at somebody's house. She was last seen in Scranton, Pennsylvania, August 26, 1986. She visited with her mother at Mercy Hospital and was last seen by a friend walking on North Washington Avenue towards her home at the time. Her home was located in the 1300 block. Yeah, I think this is, again, like the text here is the same as what we already read. So, there you go. Those are the 3 cases I was going to cover tonight. Man, poor Blue, man. Jesus. Chloe, slow down a little bit, okay, bud? Come here. Come here, Chloe. Come here, Chloe. Come on, Blue. Come here, Blue. Oh, man. She's just going nuts. She just keeps going. She's jumping all over Blue down there. What's going on, Chloe? What's going on? Come here, Blue. And there's Blue for all of you who haven't seen Blue in a while. See, Blue, look. Check him out. Check him out. Say hello to everybody. You. What's that sound, Blue? What's that sound, Blue? Okay, I'll get you. Blue. Anyways, there was Blue for you guys. Yeah, so I don't even... Tomorrow is just going to be... Maybe I'll look up some Halloween murders and shit. And what you guys got to do is you got to dress up in your Halloween outfits. And I'm not really sure. You know what I'll do? We'll only do Halloween for if you're a freak, if you're a channel member. So I'll put the link in the channel, like a community post. And it'll be really easy to read and everything, but it'll be only for channel members, and you're the only ones that can call in and be actual, what do you call it? Like, you know, have a video of yourself. Doesn't that sound better? I like it that way. That way it's safer, you know, so that random wackos aren't showing up. You know how that goes. Yeah, so you guys get your little Halloween outfits on, and that's what we'll be doing.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy.
And you! Zozo! Michelle Nicholas, Jessica Schubach.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was hard to do. I think that sounded pretty good. All right? That does sound a little bit like John Boy, doesn't it? Weird. Weird. That damn John Boy will get you every time, won't he? Yep. Well, anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for me tonight. I don't have much more to do here. Thank you guys for the super chats. If any of you want to throw some more into the... We're getting near the end of the month. Go ahead, but tomorrow's usually our big day for the final push. A little bit short this month of normal, but not too bad. It's been pretty good. The heck? I'm gonna have to get some more.
Get back in there.
Okay, I will. Gee, that's so mean.
This isn't John Boy, Mary Lou.
What do you mean? I can't do it.
What do you mean it's not jump?
That's too difficult, man. I can't do it. Yeah, can't do it. To switch back and forth. Yep. Hey, what do you mean? What happened? It was the guy that was there before the one that was there before the guy that was there. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think that is it. Going to be it. Thank you to. Oh yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Let me check. Yes. Amy on PayPal in there. Thank you very much. Then also One Sly Angel, Lee D, Bush and Beach Lifestyle, Miss Skiss, Knoll Girl. Or Nolly Girl. I'm not sure how you actually say that. Sapphire. Maybe Sunshine. Daudio. Here, let's do it.
Daudio Caspian Horses Rock. Marine Co. One Sly Angel. Lee D. Bush and Beach Lifestyle. Miss Kiss, Nolly Girl, Sapphire, Maybe Sunshine, Daudio Caspian Horses Rock, Maureen Co, Chad Bobinger, Zozo, Sapphire, Stormy Ray, Daudio Caspian Horses Rock, Amy Higg, Gloria Batari, Daudio Caspian Horses Rock, Kit Kat, Zozo, Jessica Schubach, Kit Kat, Lee D, Kubachek, Cindy M, Amy Higg, Daudio Caspian Horses Raw, Good Clara, Kit Kat, and Sarah M.
Wow, that was crazy. Man, some crazy evil voices there. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much. I'll let you guys chat for a while here. We'll put on our favorite music here in just a moment, though. You know, the favorite song, Cool Cats. All right, everybody. Make sure that you're washing your hands. You're maintaining your social distancing. I don't know where the hell Cairo is. I haven't seen him in a while. He's kind of hard to get a hold of all of a sudden. You guys heard from him at all? Hey, thanks, Sarah Beth Colagras. Oh, wait, here we go.
Sarah Beth Colagras. Sarah Beth Colagras. Sarah Beth Colagras.
Is that good? All right, cool. Yeah, there you go. Yee! I know I'm not using the streaming software that allows the face masks that you used to always put on me.
Darn, I wanted you to say my name in that voice 101.
And it did. 3 times even. Cool. So, anyways, Thank you, guys. Make sure you're wearing your mask, maintaining your social distancing, and washing your hands whenever possible. All right? And let's see. Yeah. So, everyone, get ready for tomorrow. We're going to do... I'll put a community post that has the phone... well, it's going to just be a link. It's not going to be for phone calls. It's going to be a Zoom link so that you can join using video, okay? And that's what it's going to be. And I expect all of you to to come join the fun, all right? All right. It's going to be great. It's going to be donation night, too. I don't know. Probably... Should I do more like around... What time do you guys think? My time. I'm on... so it's 3 hours before you. I was thinking like maybe 6 or 7. So it'd be 10 or 9 East Coast time. Yeah. Yeah, and everybody, you know, have a few cocktails. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, that's it. And let me play the closing music. All right? So, everybody, like I said, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands, wear a mask, and as I always say, be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a certified human lie detector.
Gonna get you, wanna set you, if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Krieger's gonna give another lecture.
Crime collector,
freak connector,
and I'm always gonna be a protector.
fool deflector,
interceptor,
and I mean a spectre with a vector.
on his
I like that part. I like that part.
Yeah, me too.
Just remember, I've a temple fucking checker.
I have no agenda, I'm a pretender.
And I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Okay, wow, that was the greatest show in the history of mankind, wasn't it, though? I thought it was awesome, and every time I was doing the part...
Would you just shut the hell up? Wow. Okay, good night, Mary Lou. Oh, boy.
God, it's so mean. How could you be so mean to me? I'm always so nice to you every single time.
Would you be quiet again? See how you just keep going on and on and on. It's endless. It's endless, I swear to God. Can we just try it again? Good night, Mary Lou.
Good night, John Morty.